Hey guys, Tyrup here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Rails and Metal. Playing for today's pointing in the north, we have Italo 2.0 ITA. Playing as Soviets who has Soviet industry, combined arms, and defensive. Teaming with him is Onimusha as Soviets also, who has armored assault, mechanized support, and defensive. Got a lock in there. Combined arms army. From the south, we have Omi as Ostheer, who has Fortified armor locked in, and Tom also as Ostheer, locking in to Storm. It's an arranged team on both sides. Allies around rank 160, Axis around rank 130. Very even matchup. So a lot of wiring off here from Omi. Going for a double Pio start, just to secure this position, which I think makes a lot of sense. This building is so important on this map, you don't want to lose it, and the Soviet player can just run their combat engineers straight here if they're going for a conscript build, or even if they're going for a tier 1 build as well. Which, you know, you're ordinarily not that popular against Ostheer, but it is Rails and Metal. Snipers are pretty strong on this map, so could be an option. Just run one combat engineer out, build a tier 1 tech structure with the second combat engineer that you construct, and go into some sniper action. Not seeing any of that, but was a possibility, so by me locking that out, since the south does win the race to the building if they set off at the same time. Does end up slowing things down a bit for Omi, but I think it's worthwhile on this map. So you have super early mortar from Italo. Going for a maxim start. Don't see those too often either. And getting a juicy hit with that mortar right out of the gate. Tom forced to wait. Both the Ostheer players flying a little bit too much manpower. Should have the next Grenadier, I presume, in construction. Oh, no. Tom's actually going for a mortar himself. Fair call, especially if you're up against the Maxims. We should go for a second combat engineer at this timing. Maxim suppressing. First burst sometimes doesn't happen for the Maxim, so getting the work done there. We've got the mortar setting up probably on this MG42. Conscripts behind heavy cover, holding out for the moment. And they don't end up getting suppressed, so they're fighting quite strongly. MG42 coming in for Tom. This one has inched forwards out of the barrage range. Pulling back slightly with the mortar. Conscripts are slowly draining out there from behind the heavy cover position. Getting low on health. Meanwhile, we've got a conscript probing, looking for an opportunity to jump on the Axis fuel. Capping out the back. Maxim just covering that angle. Not under any threat at the moment. This Maxim meanwhile suppressing and ultimately forcing away the machine gun in the center. MG42 setting up, but we've got the mortar, and here comes the flamethrower from the side. Doesn't manage to hold on to that position for long. Omi going for 3 Grenadiers after the start as well. But nobody going for a sniper.
Heavy machine gun team prepared for combat.
Ooh, that was a close call. And just off to the side. Okay, mid bunker coming up back here. We've got the tier 2 tech structure meanwhile coming up for Tom. And we'll be able to get that 222 at a really nice timing. I imagine it's going to be a 222. Storm used to have those Regal mines, I believe, right? I kind of encourage you to go for some half-track play. Not anymore, though. That being said, you know, with the half track, once you get to Vet 1, you can plant the shoe mines anyway, and very helpful.
HMG crew is ready. Mortar ready
Okay,
for order.
got the mortar looking for a target. Pretty static front lines at the moment. A lot of machine guns around. Got the mortars out, so pushing in at the moment can be tricky. Remember, you know, you can pop off the flares. Give you some extra sight as a Soviet player can be quite handy. Though, you know, Tom will have ambush camo and a few units. Might not spot units since they don't get revealed by flares. Just by recon planes. Maxes have managed to creep their way forwards on this side. Quite far, in fact. 222 in production for Tom.
Your orders,
Onimusha not putting down tech with this combat engineer. It's coming out pushing on this side. Try and flush these units out of buildings. Maybe we'll produce it with that unit that's retreating now. Got the tier 3 tech up for Italo though. But yeah, very static start to this one. A lot of support weapon play. Closing in on the Flamer Pyre. A lot of troops here. Slightly late retreat. Could go down on retreat. And does indeed. 3 conscripts making short work of that Pyre. Late retreat for Omi. Cutting his losses now. Does open up the cap on this side of the map finally. MG42 heading off in this direction. This barrage clearing off the MG in the center. Big connection gets extremely low on health. Be a wipe in return. Combat engineer extremely low. The Grenadiers suppressed and it does get away. That was a close one though. The double Maxims just getting to work here. Completely shutting down this attack of Tom, who's picked up a second mortar meanwhile. Remember that Pioneers do have some extra sight range, so you can send them forwards, probe where the Maxims are. They won't see you in return, and use that to set up your barrages. Also remember, try and use, you know, barrage or attack ground on your mortars instead of letting them auto fire so that they don't reveal themselves in the fog of war, giving your opponents an easier time to dodge them. Still have their wire there. Can't jump inside the building. Grenade through the building. Looks like it landed short, maybe landing inside the building. Combat engineers retreated anyway. But so far the Axis are the ones that have been on the drain more often than not. Falling about 50 points behind. T-70 on the field at a pretty good timing for Italo. Do have a potential howitzer available for Italo, but back the other way we do also have this Stuka dive bomb, and you can use the smoke run to scout for that, so howitzer would get counted quite cleanly if he does decide to go for one. Also got a fuel cache out the back for Italo. Pack forcing back the T-70. One of these guys was building a 222. I think it was Tom, right? Did he cancel it? He must have cancelled it. Okay, strange. I think it is a very useful tool, even just for the sight it can provide. It can help shut down those pushes on this side from Onimusha as well. With all the support weapons clustered in the center. Can work quite nicely on the flanks. And yeah, once you can get it to Vet 2, the sight it provides is very, very helpful. Shame not to see it. That is just all going on in the center at the moment. We've got double mortars for both of the Axis players now. Onimusha also going for a heavy mortar. So there's just shells flying left and right at the moment. Hard to keep track. Oh no, and I realized just now I forgot to turn on the death tracker. Ooh. Oh well. Hopefully I don't forget in the future. Allies still maintaining their 50 or so point lead. Heavy mortar slamming down. Soviet mortar switching sides. Axis mortars, you know, once they get Vet 1, they get the counter barrage, they will be pretty effective, but at the moment the Allied mortar's probably superior. Heavy mortar with a better range. Soviet mortar already up to Vet 2, can use the flares for some spotting as well. See that up in the air right now. Got a Jaeger command squad out fresh on the field for Tom. Axis also putting down a fuel cache. T70, oh, that's lucky for the T70 because he's slow to dodge. Does end up getting away, but if that mortar shell penetrated, that would have been a dead T70. I think mortars have about 30 penetration. So, you know, about a third of chance to penetrate. 50% to a third, something like that. T70 has been pretty limited in its effectiveness, also being used quite a lot through the centre. The pack has been camped out. We've got no anti-tank gun at all for Omi, so a T70 rotation to this side could be very effective. But yeah, very campy style for both teams to this point. Axis have managed to pull back a few points. Good. Oh, good dodge and good cancel on the rifle nade. Does manage to get the neutralize off before retreating there. Back just out of range of the T70. Fuel cache coming up. Got triple fuel caches up now for Omi, so triple fuel cache versus triple fuel cache. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like once you got 2 fuel caches down, you're probably set in terms of fuel for vehicles. Might be worth considering getting some munitions caches down, especially the allies. You know, you got the precision bombing strike, the recon plane, and the anti-tank Overwatch. Some real strong abilities to make use of your munitions with. So, you know, if you've got good tank preservation, those fuel caches kind of lose their effectiveness in the late game quite a lot. Two fuel caches already with also such static front lines, you know, fuel almost never getting decapped on either side. Well, your fuel income should be strong enough. Maybe don't need the third cache. Comes a Katyusha for Italo, so not going to muck around going for a howitzer, just going straight into the Katyusha. No, he can't build the howitzer yet, but I would imagine if he wanted to build the howitzer, would maybe build the tank at this timing, and the time that he's saving for the howitzer, hopefully we'll get a few more command points. Do have a quad coming up for Onimusha. Anti-air package upgrading on it. Here we go, first Katyusha barrage looking pretty good. 4 kills, gets the decrew on the MG42. Coming through for the Grenadiers, looking to apply some suppression. As I said, Omi with no anti-tank gun has no counter to this. Has to go for a full retreat. Brumbier first, meanwhile for Omi. Phase 3 also up for Tom with no tier 2 tech structure, no tier 3 tech structures, so also going for the high tech units. Omi has the path, which is pretty common. Brumbier into Elephant, but this has been a very slow command point game so far, pretty static front lines. Could be quite a while before that Elephant arrives. Onimusha does have tier 4 tech up as well, reinforcing some troops here. But yeah, no heavy tanks for the allies, no ISU 152, which is quite a popular option on this map. So I imagine we're going to see quite a lot of indirect fire from the allies, quite a lot of Katyushas specifically. Maybe like in the realm of 3. And a lot of like disposable T-34s going for rams combined with the anti-tank Overwatch. And perhaps the precision bombing strike as well. Some guards out now for Italo. Double packs connecting here. Oh boy, that was a lucky break. Connecting with the wall instead of the T-70. Here comes the Brumbier. Let's have some smoke covering things up. Here goes the Soviet mortar of the Italo. Katyusha back the other way, going for the double mortars. The heavy mortar decrewing this one. 6 kills there for the Katyusha. Only getting 2 more with that barrage. Reasonably well targeted though. Yeah, the indirect fire for the allies starting to stack up the body counts. We do have 1 anti-tank gun for Italo, 1 for Onimusha, so they do have probably enough to hold off the Brumbier, as long as they're well positioned. And like I was saying, here we go, Katyusha coming in for Onimusha. This stage for the Soviets, especially if you've got triple combat engineers, will be worth planting a boatload of mines all down these flanks. Make sure your Katyushas are safe from potential dives.
Conscripts can now attack tanks with AT grenades.
But briefly here, Axis looking to set up the triple cap. Denied on this side by the Maxim, but his allies on the drain at the moment. Three kills there for the Katyusha. 42 getting flanked here by the conscripts. Throwing out a Molotov. We'll go for the Kappa. We do have a Grenadier squad back there, but does not have the LMG. Good struggle. Panther coming in now for Tom.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
Katyusha got 2 of them now for Italo. Recon plane up in the air now, and the Axis do not have any anti-air. Bit tougher for double boss. The 222 can... or you can just get lucky with a Pintle.
We are losing a sector.
222 can do alright, I was going to say. It can be kind of hard to afford the flak panzer, even though it is very effective. Axis have been doing a pretty good job, and they have just about leveled the VP playing field. This could be a dead conscript. That's a bad retreat path. That's the Brumbier, but decides to back away. Not going to go for 1 extra attack round. Hope for the wide. Here comes the Katyusha rockets. Double Katyusha. Decrew on the mortar and gets the pack there as well. Pretty good combination barrage. This one up to 12 kills. This one getting 4 on its first barrage. So Italo, pretty good hit rate with his Katyusha to start things off. Onimusha's now also ready to fire again. Yeah, as I was saying, I don't think I see any mines down this flank for the Soviets. A lot of munitions, a lot of combat engineers for both of them. Should be mined up like crazy at the moment. Ooh, good damage onto the Grenadiers. And it's a good timing for the Katyushas as well. A lot of these Grenadiers are Vet 2, not quite at Vet 3. They don't have that received damage bonus to help reduce the incoming damage from those Katyusha rockets. Reduce the bleed from them potentially as well. Panther coming in. Oh, but the guards retreat in the face of the Grenadiers. Diving in, looking for the T-70 kill. Katyusha's on the move. Panther missing a couple shots though. T-70 still alive. Is this spinning around, but it's getting blasted down by the double LMG Grenadiers. T-70 managing to hide behind this building. Here goes the Zis. A lot of smoke down here as well. Oh my god, that Panther just cannot get the kill on that T-70. T-34 coming through now. Grenadiers retreating. They need to play a little bit more risky. Try to stay alive. Oh, there was one mine back there covering the fuel. T-34 goes in for the ram, stunning. Goes down in the process. And that should be the end of the Panther with the Zis right there. No. Should be. But yeah, the Allies getting caught massively short here, going for triple Zis before going for their first tank destroyer. And Axis finding a window here. Getting a bit of a push cooking. And they're coming through, and as I was saying, not many mines down. Kind of lucky that, I think that was like the one mine planted, and that was more just to defend the fuel than to defend the Katyushas. Lucky that that Panther missed so many shots on that T-70. Odds on, probably would have gone down there. But yeah, making a push with the Brumbear behind this. Should hope to maybe either steal or kill off this Zis over here as well. Damage onto this Zis now as well. Oh, that Katyusha barrage just annihilates the Grenadier. Brumbear backing off, getting cold feet, even though that died just about any damage. First Su-85 coming out now for Onimusha. There we go. The packs take care of the decrewed Zis. Panther coming across now. We have the Su-85. Oh my god, another nasty Katyusha barrage, another Grenadier down. As I was saying, it's just kind of hitting just before these Grenadiers hit Vet 3 and get that received damage bonus. Just make them so much less likely to die to rocket artillery. The reason for that is, you know, well, basically every squad in the game, each infantry model has 80 health, and a rocket does 80 damage. So with the, what is it, I think it's 23% received damage bonus. Reduces that rocket by 23%. There's a direct hit from a rocket won't kill the Grenadier model, meaning that, you know, they'd have to get hit by multiple rockets to die.
IL-2 recon flight gassed up and set to go.
Gives the Grenadiers a big survivability edge. So here we go, Omi not stalling for the Elephant, going for a Panther and putting it down into the hull down mode, which does give it a range edge over the Su-85. So it can be very hard for tank destroyers to deal with a Panther when it's in hull down mode, having such long range. Here comes a T-34 for Onimusha. With still at 0 kills after, I think, 2 barrages now, so getting off to a very slow start. Brumbear getting aggressive, coming in for a kill on the cache. Gets out of there safely though. But the Allies have been on the back foot in terms of the VPs. Now they're down by about 80. So Axis doing well on the back of that push. Maybe they haven't managed to kill too much of the Allies, but they've been dominant in their territory control. But mistake here from Tom, going for a howitzer. Go with the recon plane plus the precision bombing strike that will be knocked out incredibly easily. Can't really remember what commandos Italo had, or other guards commanders, but maybe should know that this is a combined arms army, guards with a recon plane. I think that's the only commander that has that combination. So now it's probably not going to last long. Italo already has enough munitions for that combo. Big damage coming in from the Grenadiers from the side. T-34. What's that doing? Going for a ram and dropping the anti-tank Overwatch. No engine crit on the Panther though. Should be able to get out of this reasonably smoothly. It is circling around, disappearing into the fog. Doesn't take too much damage. Bad move there from Onimusha. Maybe he was just making the best of a bad situation. Maybe he wasn't intending to pass through the area with the T-34. Just salvage whatever he could. Recon plane up for Italo, but not quite deep enough to actually spot the howitzer. You see the edge of the recon plane's range, so it's not really working. I think that was mainly to provide some sight for the anti-tank Overwatch, but helped do a little bit of damage, but denied an opportunity for the howitzer kill until this has come back off cooldown. A little bit of health damage done out the back. You're taking out the quad. T-70 meanwhile working nicely, but now the Allies down by over 100 points. They've really been struggling on the capture circles. Quad gets away from the howitzer though. Carrying up the Werfer up to 2 kills now. T-70 on recon mode, providing some really good sight through the center. We do also have the flare up, Tom, also providing some nice sight.
IL-2 available for reconnaissance flight.
Another T-34 for Onimusha. I'm pretty close to his pop cap once everything's reinforced. So howitzer now from Italo. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Well, there we go. Howie down. Didn't last long, as I was saying. Tom also has enough for the smoke plus Stuka dive bomb combo. So I'd be surprised if Italo's howitzer lasts very long as well. At this stage, probably Italo should be, I think 2 Katyushas is probably enough for one of these type of games. Should probably be going for like double anti-tank gun. Try and use that to counter the Panther, which, as I was saying, with the hull down range bonus, does slightly outrange these Su-85s, makes it very hard to deal with the Panther. With the Su-85 alone. At least the range bonus has been decreased, but I think it still does boost it by 25%. Taking the 50 range Panther up to 62.5. Okay, here comes the Werfer. Allies getting pushed all the way back here. Axis just continuing to creep their way through the center. Allies are perhaps lacking a little bit of infantry presence to hold off these Grenadiers. Advancing very far forwards as well.
We are suffering losses.
Have the Bombardier combo now advancing. Oh, we got the Elephant now for Omi. He's pretty much has pop cap limit now as well. Using Elephant in held down mode. It's not the best though, since it doesn't have a turret. It's a pretty limited angle that it can actually fire at. Oh, it's big damage onto the Su-85 out the back. Katyusha rockets doing a little bit of damage to these vehicles though. 5 hanging on by a thread. Got some howitzer coming down. Tom pretty slow to counter that howitzer with his dive bomb. And there we go, I guess a nasty hit there as well. All these team weapons clustered up. 9 kills just like that. Here it comes now, here comes the counter combo. Dodging away with these Katyushas just in case they're the ones getting targeted. Good idea from the allies. Was indeed for the howitzer, down that one goes as well. Heavy mortar versus Ostheer mortar. The heavy mortar does still outrange it when using counter barrage. Counter barrage boosts it up to 90 range. The heavy mortar has 100. It seems like the allies have stabilized a bit while the Axis repairing up their tanks. And now the Katyusha of Onimusha. Italo pretty much has pop cap as well. Oh, there goes the T-70. Not so lucky this time. Elephant combining with the pack there. And Axis is really trying to set up this camp in the center, just drain the allies off tick by tick. Rebuild on the howitzer from Italo though. See that Tom already has enough munitions for the combo again, so this is just really bad idea. Huge waste of manpower. As I was saying, I think he should be trying to invest into a lot of anti-tank guns. We've only got one Werfer for the Axis at the moment. So the tank guns should survive pretty well and should counter the hull down tanks pretty effectively. Ooh, here we go, big Katyusha barrage. It's been double Katyushas. It's pretty good kills, and the howitzer coming down now as well. But still, the allies can't really contest the center. And the hull down elephant, look at the range on that thing. Might pay for the allies to start thinking laterally a bit more. Still don't have to worry about that Panther, but you know, they've got these mobile T-34s. They can play well on the flanks and maybe open up ram anti-tank overwatch opportunities if they come in from the side. Dive bomb, recon plane combo again. Italo losing that. Greedy's hoping to get the decap here, helping to speed up the command point clock a touch, and they do manage to do so. Allies also branching out to the far side, but only with one Flamer combat engineer. Need to send a tank over there. We've got the Panther on this side now, so the path is clear on this side for Onimusha's T-34 to do some big damage. Oh boy. Could have been a lot worse. Onimusha getting lucky on that rocket scatter, and oh boy, what's he doing with this T-34 again? In the center of the map. Definitely a tactics adjustment required here for the allies. Do we have a sniper coming in now, which is a pretty good idea, I think. I'll deal with these grenadiers, provide some sight as well. But yeah, Italo, I think, needs double Zis to help contend against what Omi's doing. Oh, big wipe there from the Katyusha, but also back the other way. A lot of Soviet support weapons going down, double Maxims on the ground. Boombear hitting hard, 34 kills. And for the recruit. H-35 creeping through the center, but it's just going to get blasted by the elephant and get forced back for repairs. Get one on that now. Soviet team do manage to recapture the left. Making a play on the center. Struggling though against the Jaeger Command Squad and that LMG Green Squad. As a Werfer, dodging forwards, expecting to be the ones targeted, but they were not. It's out the back on the sniper, which nearly goes down and does help wipe that Pio squad. But now you can hear the Allies very low on the points. Italo floating just a crazy amount of resources. There's enough to build like 2 T-34s, can make some kind of big all-in attack. Don't think we've seen like any telemines go down on these flanks. Got some bunkers coming up. Axis are very vulnerable to aggressive tank play at the moment, since they're lacking those mines. Chusha Barrage again, another wipe. He's trying to get the cap in the center, but just can't get it going. There's the Zis now, though. Oh, button. Smoke, though, to break through. Keeping things safe. Oh, the Brumbeer hanging on by a thread. T-34 on the far side. Oh, we've got a fresh Panther out for Tom. That's gonna... You know, this was open for like 5 minutes. Axis did not have enough mobile anti-tank to deal with a T-34 attack on this side, and now the door's closed on that with Tom pushing out another Panther. Dodging off to the side here. Be effective. Hit 2 on that Werfer, but only 15 kills. Must have been doing some vehicle damage. Italo sniper returning to the front lines. These Su-85s. Oh, here we go. Coming in for a ram on the elephant. Calling in the anti-tank overwatch. Do the Soviets have enough? They're calling in the planes. No engine critical though. Elephant pop in the smoke. Good amount of health damage on the back of this. A lot of health damage on the elephant. It's getting slammed right now, getting caught on these buildings. Oh, and getting jammed by the bunker. Look at that damage from the anti-tank overwatch. Down goes the elephant. Ouch. That's exactly what the Allies needed. Elephant goes down just about for free there. Did cost a T-34 and I suppose an anti-tank overwatch, but look at how much munitions Onimusha has. It's not really an issue for him. Yeah, getting caught with the elephant pathing right on the edge of the anti-tank overwatch. Down goes the elephant. Big losses for Omi. He's also lost all of his grenadiers now as well. He's gone full Pio, full repairs technology.
We have lost an MGT.
Oh, MG in the building goes down to the heavy mortar.
T-34 ready for combat.
Bunker is covering this VP though, so can't go for the capture until that dies. Do you have a fresh T-34 hit in the field? Tom, though. Go for a Panzer IV after this. Interesting.
We have a new Panzer IV.
We might just see another Panther, honestly. But Allies in control of the VPs. Axis, though, still have so much breathing room. 350. They're only draining, you know, at this rate. Axis just have so much time to rebuild. Su-85's coming through on the Panther. Some Chusha action now. Panther getting out of there. Oh, Panther coming back in on the WS-35s. This one hitting Vet 3 though. Hitting hard. It's coming in from the side. There's a second S-35 there. Ooh, boy, that was a close call. And the triple S-35 is working nicely through the center. Panzerford trying to come off to the side. But this is in a good position to counter that. Ostheer looking for the anti-tank grenade. Oh, just about getting in range, but not quite. T-34 hoping for one more penetrating hit. And gets it too. T-34 now could maybe clear off this bunker. The Panthers are so low on health, it's quite safe. And combat engineers coming out here to go for the capture, looking for the triple cap perhaps. All guards get caught on the edge and get pinned by that. Forced away by the rifle nade. But this is where what I was talking about, you know, both teams going for so many fuel caches. We're in the late game now. You know, this is not even super late, 40 minutes. And they've got like 500 fuel, you know? Admittedly, a lot of them also have a lot of munitions, but potentially they could have been using them a bit more as well. Just spamming some of these abilities, you know? Strike out the back. Sniper kind of retreats into it a little bit. Triple cap against the Axis. That's exactly what the Allies need. Find their way back into this one. Oh, Grenadiers getting the Faust off. Do have the double Panthers, double S-35s right there to protect against the Panther. They do a good job with that. We've got a fresh elephant out though for Omi. Missing its first shot. Katyusha trying to stop the capture, but the rocket scatter's not quite lining up. Power's managed to construct a sandbag while under fire there. So Axis starting out on the right hand side. Getting off. Get their way back into the superior territory control situation again. Meanwhile, Tom, is he going to build another Panther? It looks like he might be saving for another one. Recon plane up for Italo. Shot down pretty quickly again though. Just all on those Pintles. Axis have been running pretty good for their anti-air. Oh, big Werfer strike. There goes the heavy mortar. Well done. We're going to plane up for Omi. That doesn't last long with the quad on the field though. Long enough to get an idea of where to target though, maybe with your Werfer. Here it comes. This did dodge out to the side a touch. It's caught on the edge. Still alive though. Can merge into that, make it a little bit more healthy, but I can understand why he doesn't want to retreat back to base once that is this on the field. Italo, by the way, he's got the this only works with tank hunter tactics. It's bulletin. The regular conscript anti-tank grenade. How's that probably doing? 37 kills. Decent, but not incredible considering how long it's been alive. Double Panthers hoping to get this T-34 kill. Bit of damage coming in from that Vet 3 Zis from the side there. Rockets are flying. Engine crit on the S-285 from downtown. Rumbi going for the bunker buster. Looking for the Zis Decra and gets it. There goes a big old ram. And then tank Overwatch coming through. Does get the engine penetration this time. So Rumbi moving very slowly. Is in the smoke. Got the recon plane coming up now for Italo. And there we go, T-34 finishing the job. The Elephant does back away pretty cleanly. Oh boy, and a reboot on the howitzer for Tom. Gonna get knocked out immediately. I don't think it was even had a chance to fire. And it goes down. Just stop building howitzers, man. Such a waste. Both sides building 2 howitzers after they both got countered by off-map airstrikes very, very quickly. Strange choice. Oh, that's a nasty Katyusha from downtown. 2 pyros go down. Oh my, Omi's taking a battering as well. Ouch. We're kind of going for a counter-attack, hoping to knock out the Katyushas, I think, there. Nearly does so as well. T-34 trying to clear off the bunker, trying to open up the capture, countered by the Elephant though. But the Allies are the ones sitting pretty now. Axis struggling to rebuild their armies after taking a huge number of losses. But the Axis doing a good job of holding on to that 3rd point so far. Got a lot of mines now down for Italo, covering this angle, which is a very good idea. Comes in another T-34. Come through, kill this bunker, then back out before dying pretty reliably. Rebuild on the Brumbier, meanwhile, for Omi. He's managing to get in quite deep. So they're targeting the guards instead of the sniper. Elephants switching sides now. Oh, but exposing its rear. SU-85 going to get in there for a couple hits. And T-34 coming through for Onimusha has enough for another anti-tank overwatch. Looks like he's gearing up for another attack. Goes for the ram. Connects. No engine crit. Dropping the anti-tank overwatch though. Oh, where's this Werfer going? Oh, look at those Katyusha rockets. Anti-tank overwatch doing some big damage. Elephant's still alive at the moment though. Oh, T-34 blocks the pathing right on the edge of the circle. Spinning around with the Elephant now. Oh, and just getting blasted out.
We have lost a panzer.
Going hunting, maybe hoping to catch one of these Werfers. Do manage to survive though. Omis did die, but Tom's staying alive. Did Tom lose his Panther during that as well? Wow. Well, it's hard to see the Axis coming back from that one, if I'm honest. You know, they're well under half the army size of the Allies at this stage. Allies with a huge bank. Omi, you know, switching sides with the Elephant, exposing its rear, maybe taking like 2 hits there, getting it just weak enough that couldn't safely back away. Once again, the lack of mines from the Axis costing them there. Maybe there could have been a different story if that T-34 that flanked around had taken an engine crit from a Telemine, and Omi also, you know, spamming pyros since he lost all his grenadiers. Understandable. The Katyusha rockets, but didn't have any infantry to provide snares there either. Yeah, the anti-tank overwatch really showing how strong it can be, even if the target that gets rammed doesn't take the engine crit. It'll still be very, very strong. Allies looking to set up the triple cap now. Good idea. Axis in a very tough position. Sprinting forwards, hoping to catch the sniper. Retreating away. Center is somewhat open. With Maxim covering the edge.
Losing territory.
Could throw out a smoke grenade here though. Dodging away from the Maxim and the Katyusha rockets for the moment. Smoke plane gun coming for Tom. Fair call. Shot down though before it can deploy all of its smoke.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
About 3/4 of its smoke down though, I think. Rebuild on the Panther for Tom. Rebuild on the T-34 for Onimusha. Doesn't have enough popcap to fully reinforce the ZIS after that though. Is doing a pretty good job of getting on top of these VPs, keeping on two sides, in spite of being so far behind, and they've built themselves back up to both around 70. Allies kind of sitting back a little bit at the moment. Not getting too aggressive, even though they do have so many resources to trade with, you know, even if they take bad trades, they can rebuild so quickly. You might as well, unless you are really worried about the vet on your particular units, just get aggressive, go trade some metal. Talamine now down for Omi. This could be relevant in this fight. Getting a bunch of Talamines down, in fact. Better late than never, I suppose. Clearing off a few mines with the sweepers there, Tom. Trying to open up the far side capture. The double Katyusha's keeping him at bay. Ships coming in. This could be nasty. Brumbeer. Top of the Teller mine. No. Just ends up detonating his own Teller. Engine damage. Oh, the edge of the anti-tank Overwatch so far back. I don't know how he got it so deep. I think he had sight all the way back there. And there we go, Brumbeer going down, calling in the planes as well, just for good measure on the corner of the map. Ouch. Don't know if I saw smoke from the Brumbeer there. Might have worked. Yeah, recon plane was on cooldown for Italo, so couldn't call that in to counter the smoke. Provide some sight further back. Did have the conscripts running somewhat nearby, but I think their sight would have been blocked by the smoke. Might have helped. Secure mode action. Now the Axis are about to tick under 100. Rebuild on the Brumbeer again from Omi. But I feel like the Elephant, you know, the second and third ones just haven't really been relevant so far. Can't find the damage on the enemy vehicles to really limit them. Maybe just doesn't feel that confident using it without more support. They need to be getting that constant damage in from the Elephant, tying up the repairs of the allies. A good whiff of strike, clearing off the Maxim out the back there. But even though there's smoke down, both teams standing in the center. Katyusha at the back. Oh, there's a hailstorm of Katyusha rockets. Double Pyro's dead and blasting through the health of the Panther too. Even wow. It's the second time now we've seen almost all the Pyros die to some Katyusha rockets. And that was really bad news for Tom, setting him back a long way on the repairs with that Panther. Omi himself, even though just pretty much going 24/7 Pyros, also has lost so many of them, can't really keep his tanks healthy either. This is looking very grim for the Axis. Got the recon plane up, just calling in another anti-tank overwatch just to push the Axis tanks back even further while they drain off those last 20 VPs.
Do not let them defeat us.
Axis trying to make a play on the right, but yeah, they just can't. Wow, what a turnaround here from the Allies. What were they down to? Was it like 80 versus 350? And then they made that big push through the center, knocking out that Vet 2 or Vet 3 elephants. Things all went badly south for the Axis after that. Some somewhat questionable build decisions there on the tail end for Tom, rebuilding the howitzer, even though the first one got bombed out immediately. Going for the Panzer IV as well. I think the double Panthers earlier would have been quite helpful. But yeah, just showing the strength of the anti-tank Overwatch. Very powerful ability. Getting a lot of kills in this match, allowing the Allies to take control in the latter stages. The Katyusha is also very strong for the Allies, getting a lot of wipes, especially. Axis really struggling in terms of infantry at the end of the match. But yeah, good job from the Allies after, seizing control. They didn't let off and close out the game quite nicely. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.